Saturday, October 8th. And yes, we are here. So let's get this thing done. We're going to talk about baseball and wild cards. Baseball and wild cards. Now, baseball used to not even have a playoff per se. They had pennants. If you won the pennant, then you were it. Back in the 60s, okay? The National League and the American League. Winning the pennant means that you beat all the rest of the teams in the American League, and now you're going on to the World Series. They didn't have playoffs. Playoffs? Anyway, coming to the 80s, that expanded into playoffs. I think it even changed in the 70s. Okay, let's just say it changed in the 70s. Now you have playoffs. Then baseball went through the steroid era. Actually, everybody went crazy in the steroid era because you know why? Chicks dig the long ball. Actually, that was a commercial too. Yeah, chicks dig the long ball. As a matter of fact, everybody digs the long ball. If it was for Babe Ruth, they'd still be scuffling out hits and bunts and things of that. So Babe Ruth changed it all back in the 20s when he started hitting the long ball and people started flooding to the parks to watch the games. I mean, they were already coming out to the parks, but now it went crazy. So we're talking about playoffs and wild cards. Wild cards. Now, baseball, Major League Baseball has instituted wild cards. And really, what that means is that the dregs of well, not really the dregs, because the Red Sox finished last and they're not in there. So we can't say the dregs, but the mediocre teams have a chance at making the playoffs. And to do that, they have to finish in some sort of order, whatever the case may be. Now, they have to win 2 games in order to go to the next round to play usually the top-seeded team of that division. So it's only 2 games. And it started yesterday on Friday. So to give you an example, Tampa Bay is going against the Guardians. Okay, Tampa Bay lost. Very good team, Tampa Bay. I love the Tampa Bay Rays. They always make it there with nothing. But if they win, then they will go up against the New York Yankees. Yes. The 4 best of 3 series will invite 2 teams who will advance against the Houston Astros or the New York Yankees. So, by being a mediocre team, if you win your 2 games, you will play the top-seeded team, which doesn't seem quite fair. But then again, what in life is fair? So we have Tampa Bay against the Cleveland Guardians. Used to be the Cleveland Indians, but for some reason, people did not want the Indians to be known. They want to bury them, like they buried the hatchet or something. And Indians are supposed to, they want Indians to be part of the far forgotten long lore of the United States in America. So the Indians were buried and they brought out the Cleveland Guardians. Well, that didn't stop Cleveland from forging forward. Let's just put it that way. And they lead the series 1-0 against Tampa Bay. In the other American League series, the Seattle Mariners are playing the Toronto Blue Jays. And the Mariners lead the series 1-0. That doesn't look good for Toronto. And then there's the National League, where the San Diego Padres will play the New York Mets. And the Padres lead 1-0. Of course, they all lead 1-0 because they've only played 1 game. And in the other National League series, the Philadelphia Phillies play the St. Louis Cardinals. And Philadelphia leads that series again 1-0. Now let me just get something straight here. I want to know if it's actually 2 games they have to win or 3. Well, we don't know because there's no game scheduled on Columbus Day. So that really doesn't bode well. But if anyone knows that answer, okay, hop in on the chat and tell me, because there's nothing to chat here right now. How many wins I bet. My bet is that it takes 2 out of 3. So you got to win 2 games. It doesn't seem fair that they was just, uh, you know, yeah, you got to win 2 games. So whoever wins 2 games now gets to play the division champions. And it's been done before. I remember the Colorado Rockies went all the way from a wild card series and went all the way to the World Series just to lose to the Boston Red Sox when they had David Ortiz and Manny Ramirez and the Bash brothers. And so it is possible. Is it likely? No. But we'll just move on from there. Now, the New York Yankees, with Aaron Judge and the 62 home runs, and a lot of people complained about that he actually owned the record at 62 home runs, that Barry Bonds' 74 didn't count, and I believe Mark McGwire's 68 did not count. Well, I disagree. I disagree because it takes a lot to hit that ball. I mean, I can't do it. And I have to say 99% of the American male public cannot do what these guys do, steroids or no steroids. That means if we were on steroids, we still couldn't do it. That being said, does it really matter? Yes, it does. In a sense, it does matter. I understand. But as I said before, I think it was yesterday or maybe the day before, that if Babe Ruth had an option to take steroids, he would have done it. Because that's what athletes do. Their existence is the perfection of their bodies to get the most out of it, whether it's track and field, whether it's hockey, basketball. And there are some basketball players that are on steroids. Yes, we know this. And football, you have to maximize your potential. Why? Because this is the sport in which you hope to get paid. I mean, you have to buy groceries. You have to live. You're not going to, you can't live on just breathing air or being a breatharian, though I heard that's real. But even he needs something more than just sun and air. He needs a place to live, clothes on his back. Somebody has to provide something. Anyway, athletes are using their athletic talent in order to subsist, thrive, and provide. So given a choice, an option, if an athlete has a choice or an option to use steroids, he'd be crazy not to. Let's be real. I mean, Mr. Sitting at the computer, if you could type out your computer faster, you do it. Mr. Advertising Man, if you could get faster advertising ideas, you take that pill. Mr. Producer Man, if you can produce more films and make more money, you take that pill. Everyone would take the pill or the shot. They would make them better, except for me. I can't stand shots, but you give me that pill, I take it. If you make this, if this would make 1 million viewers show up on my podcast, and then multiply that each time it goes out, another million. If you say that would happen if I take a pill, I take that pill, and everyone would. It's too tantalizing. So to penalize these guys for doing something that each and every one of you would do in order to increase your earning potential is hypocritical. You're a bunch of hypocrites. Most of you are a bunch of fat, overweight hypocrites who can't wait to criticize somebody. And these guys are perfect targets. So even if you had to put an asterisk to their name, they should be in there is guys who have hit home runs. And these days they have new supplements that athletes can take that are pretty much undetectable, or they try to be undetectable until they get caught. But your choice of washing out in the minor leagues, washing out in college, going back home and working in a coal mine or pumping gas or being a carpenter, doing contracting work, being a contractor, working for UPS, getting a job at the mail, at the postal service, being a truck driver, or making 10 to 15, 20, $25 million a year, do you take the pill? Are you kidding me? So of course you should take the pill. That being said, I don't have too much to say about baseball. Take me out to the ball game. It's only great right now in the West and in the South, because in the Northeast, it is cold to be out there. It is October, and it's going to get colder. I think the baseball season is too long. I think the basketball season is too long. And I definitely think the football season should be cut back, just that one game, back to 16. But when we talk about baseball, it's kind of cold to be out there trying to hit a ball with a bat, bundle up in long underwear and everything else you have to wear in order to stay warm, especially when they play it at night. But my best wishes, of course, go out to the Rays, the Guardians, the Mariners, the Blue Jays, the Padres, the Mets, the Philadelphia Phillies, the Philadelphia Phillies, and the St. Louis Cardinals. I almost said the Arizona Cardinals. But do you know that at one time, the football team known as the Arizona Cardinals played in St. Louis? They had the St. Louis Cardinals football team, and they had the St. Louis Cardinals baseball team. Sort of like the New York Giants baseball team and the New York Giants football team. But that has changed. Now it's the it's the St. Louis Cardinals, and that's it, period. I wish you a very happy Saturday. Maximize your potential. Go after your dreams. Go get them, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, chase your goals and have a good time. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And if I find that pill, I'm taking it.